I'll start by just having you introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, first, hello, sweet pea.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Let's get it straight. She is the star.
right, right. She's kind of, I tell you, she's always right there.
She's always right there.
Um,
I know.
right. Well, my journey for me started close to 2 years ago when my children flew the coop.
Hmm.
I became an empty nester at, 278 pounds.
Wow.
My focus had been on my kids and raising them. And once they were gone, I was kind of just left with what was left of me and all the abuse and neglect that I had obviously imposed on myself in favor of my family. We took 18 months to travel, and it was while being reined in and stuck inside of our RV that I started watching documentaries. We had exhausted everything on Netflix, so all that was left was documentaries. A sugar documentary inspired me to give up sugar for 30 days, which was probably the most difficult thing that I've done to date. Sugar was hard.
Hmm.
And then, of course, more rain came, more documentaries, and then dairy went, and then meat went.
As the rain poured, you started a little
Right. We had nothing to do. So about 6 months of being what I would consider junk food vegans, we ate packaged everything, a lot of convenience foods. And I did drop quite a bit of weight. I dropped like 40 pounds doing that.
Hmm.
And it was through more documentaries and more research of wanting to just clean things up further that I found your group. And I became a meal subscriber a little over 6 months ago. And 2 weeks ago, I hit 100 pounds total lost.
Wow.
I'm down. In fact, just this morning, I had a assessment for the end of a 12-week program that I've done twice now,
Uh-huh.
a fitness challenge. And I'm exactly 100 pounds down on their scale. So that
Nice.
was really exciting. I took first place both 12 weeks.
Wow.
I think once you start seeing results, it kind of becomes a little bit of an addiction. Like, you want to see, well, how much further can I take it? How much better?
It's motivation. It just gives you
It
that
really
motivation
is.
to keep going. Totally.
12 years ago, I did lose the same 100 pounds.
Okay.
I was 260 and I dropped down to 160 in just over 6 months. And I did it by going completely raw, super strict, crazy, and then no exercise. So my body 12 years ago, everything sagged, everything hung. I hated my new body. Even with that 100 pounds gone, I was miserable. And I couldn't wait to get fat again to fill out all this, skin and even my face. I look 10 years older doing it that way. So I think this time has been such a healthy approach. It's been not all or nothing. It hasn't been overnight. It's been a journey, and just one thing at a time. And once I was healthy enough that I could start exercising, and I did, I think that made a huge difference in, the results being so much nicer to look at.
Yeah.
And of course, having such incredible nutrition to support every cell that I'm replacing and repairing along the way. My skin is head and shoulders better than it was last time. I don't have anything sagging. Everything's tightening up the way it should because I'm supporting myself nutritionally and, physically. So it's just incredible.
Awesome. Oh, I love your story. And from just, there's a lot of things that I love about it. But the first thing that you said is like, as soon as your kids like left home and you were like, okay,
What now?
I have myself and what do I do? And I think that is so common. And for women who are, and men too, because there's
Oh yeah,
of course it happens too. But for parents who are in the middle of that and the kids haven't left home, like I know that they think about it, but it's just like life is so crazy and so busy that it's just like they put themselves off and they put themselves off and they put themselves off. But eventually the kids will leave.
They do.
And you will kind of, so whether you start preemptively when your kids are still at home.
Right.
Or
which I wish I would have to be a better example for them, honestly, because they see what I'm doing now and they're like, wow, mom, seriously? And I don't have them close enough that I can really be that influence that I would like to be.
Yes.
So,
yeah, totally. So what was the diet like when they were at home and when they were little and growing up?
Oh my gosh.
What did you cook?
I hate to even admit it. There's a Facebook post of my daughter holding a case, mind you, a case of top ramen. And she's like literally outside the store, and we just snapped a quick photo. And it's a Facebook post that says, you know, taking my daughter grocery shopping, blah, blah, blah. The cost of feeding her for an entire week, top ramen, mind you, like $4.52.
Mhm.
But you know what? It was like the most horrific food. And I would let her pick whatever they wanted,
Mhm.
and it was standard American diet. I mean,
Mhm.
they were raised on burgers and bullshit,
Mhm.
honestly.
And is that how you were raised as well? Is that what your
Oh
parents
my
did to
gosh.
you?
Oh my gosh. Their diet was probably way better. It was TV dinners and hot dogs for us as kids. I mean, the
Okay.
most fancy meal was taco salad with
Yeah.
ground beef, Doritos, and a head of lettuce.
Yeah, and we yeah, that's how however we're fed growing up is what we know. We
Oh,
don't know
totally.
anything different. But the cool thing is that your kids are seeing it now, and even though they're
Mhm.
not in the house directly benefiting from it, they do know now that
Right.
mom has changed, mom is doing amazing. And how awesome is that for kids to see their parents doing well?
Oh yeah, they're blown away.
Yeah.
I had my
Yeah.
son down for 9 days in January, and he ate on the meal plan the entire time.
Mhm.
And he's got a little bit of a medical issue that he had a colonoscopy for, that by the end of those 9 days, he had not experienced any symptoms. So he went home and 3 days later texted me and said, Mom, would you please send me that cookbook from that doctor you showed me online?
Uh-huh.
And I sent him home with a few recipes from the blog.
Uh-huh.
So he's been actually doing his own cooking at home back in
Awesome.
San Diego. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
So
And there it spreads, you see? And when people
it
can
does.
experience it firsthand, that's the game changer. Because you can tell somebody, oh, you'll feel great. Oh, just cook this and you're going to, it'll be wonderful. But until they experience it firsthand, it's like, why would they want to stop eating all that food that's so comforting and giving them that
Right. Right.
respite
You
of,
don't know until you do it.
yeah, you don't know until you do it. So, how are you feeling like, I mean, is this something that you can see like going forward? And is this now your life?
Oh my gosh. Well, one of the biggest reasons I ended at 2 years and didn't follow through with staying raw and in that lifestyle was my husband.
Uh-huh.
I'm married to a Danish man who once said it was against his DNA to give up dairy or cheese. He said that he would literally wither away. So he at every point was sucking me back into his, swinging through the drive-through and the convenience. And so this time when I found your plans, he's been the cook for 21 years. He's cooked every meal.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, and so I get little say. Now, when I found your plans, I presented them to him and I said, "Look, I've got two things for you. Number one, I need a 30-day commitment. I need you to support me for 30 days
Mhm.
in 100%. Like at the end of that, you do whatever you want to do. But for 30 days, I need you to be on board and help me make some new habits and make some changes." And I said, and in order to make that, easy on you, I will work the menus. I will do all the cooking.
Mhm.
So he agreed wholeheartedly with the caveat that expect me to go out for a burger or a steak on day 31.
Fair enough.
So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and I was like, okay, but you got to give me that 30 days and support me.
And so this
Well,
was he was gonna do it with you for 30
yeah,
days.
for
Okay.
30 days, he was going to, all the meals, he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't cheat on lunch. He would make sure that he stuck to, plant
Okay.
based or
Okay.
at least vegan. And he made that commitment. 30 days later, I think about 20 days into it, things started clicking for him. But at
Mhm.
that 30-day mark, I asked him, how do you feel? We got our next menu. Are we doing this? What's happening? And he says, the inflammation was gone. His mild ED
Mhm.
issues
Mhm.
totally resolved. Giving up the oil was like major.
Uh,
The pain in his knees and his lower back gone.
mhm.
He decided for himself that after 30 days of eating like this, he felt so good that there was no way in hell he was putting that bullshit back into his body and bringing back all those aches and pains. Now, to date, he's dropped 50 pounds.
Mhm.
And the most he's done, I've drug him to 2 yoga classes. That's
Mhm.
all the exercise he's done.
Mhm.
So at age 56, he melted I mean, within the first 3 months, he dropped that 50 pounds, which was like mind blowing for me. But he's
Wow.
so healthy.
Wow.
I mean, just amazing.
Love
It
it.
blows
So
my mind. It's been so good. And all it took was saying, support me, just support me. And then feeling it for himself.
Yeah.
So I get so bummed when I hear all these women writing about their unsupportive husbands and their
Mhm.
unsupportive children. And I'm like, just ask for 30 days. The proof
Yeah.
is in the pudding. If you can get them to sign on for 3 days and promise them a steak dinner on day 31, I guarantee you they'll turn it down.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I
it.
mean, if you
And I
really
think
stick to it, they won't want it.
yeah, and so that's such like a happy such a happy bonus because now you guys can be healthy together and it's not that like one dragging the other back to old
No,
habits and it's just so
Sundays are like our batch days. We batch together. You know,
mhm.
we're prepping on opposite sides of the counter. I knew you can see I'm in a fifth wheel,
Uh-huh.
so it's
Uh-huh.
small space.
Yeah.
So we put two cutting boards and we just batch side by side and we knock
Make
it
it
out
work.
on a Sunday afternoon. And that's our time. We don't book any plans. Sunday afternoons are for us, for
Mhm.
our food prep, and to make sure our week is set up. You know,
Mhm.
and
And this
it
is
makes it so much easier.
yes, and I don't know if you saw Wyatt's video on Saturday about him and
Yes.
Rebecca's, you know, and so I love it. I love to see couples batching together because it can be like a really awesome bonding thing. And I will put like a lot of women will say, well, my husband would never do that. But I think that some people just don't give them the
They
chance.
don't give them enough credit. They will
Yeah.
support you
Yeah. If you
beyond.
ask for it, if you
Yeah.
for it, right? I mean, I imagine, you know, a year ago or 2 years ago, you couldn't imagine your husband doing this with you.
Oh, and neither could he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and
No.
that's the thing, I mean, sometimes they you know, that you don't know what you don't know, and so I think that your approach was brilliant just to say, "Give me 30 days, I need this from you," because I
Right.
think ultimately in relationships, we wanna know how we can support our partners, and
Yeah.
he would have never thought that that was it. He wouldn't have come up with
No.
that on his own, so we have to
Never.
clue them in, like, "Hey, you can help me this way." So I think that just good communication, and I think that's a great way to do that, and I hope that by watching this video more women will be inspired to do that or men with their partners you know who
Right.
whatever so yeah, awesome, I love it, I love it. And
Thank
so
you.
he's feeling good, he's happy, you're feeling good, you're happy, your kids are seeing the both of
Yeah.
you like
And do
just
you see this right here?
I do, yes I
I
do.
ran my first 10K this past Sunday.
Awesome,
I've
awesome,
never
crazy.
I'm the girl that had a PE note from age 5th grade on because I broke my shoulder and have really big
Uh-huh.
boobs.
Uh-huh.
So I never did PE. I was never in sports. I have never run more than, 200 feet because something's chasing me.
Yes,
So to run 6.25 miles last
amazing.
weekend was like the most freeing, awesome, like I accomplished something.
Mhm.
And even better, I signed up for a training group to do it.
Mhm.
So the best part is I got my husband in the next training group for the next one. So
Awesome.
now I've got him active with me as well. So
Yeah. Well, congratulations on everything and
thank
especially
you.
running. I just oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. But I'm like
It
you. If someone's
sucks.
chasing me, I'm gonna run. Otherwise, I'm like
Oh yeah, running with a group is what did it because
mhm,
we keep our pace nice and low so we can
mhm.
talk and we're having conversations. It's a group of 8 or 9 girls that meet up at a local foot zone. So it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I think doing anything with the group is always easier. I think that's why our
Oh yeah,
private Facebook group is so wonderful because it's just
the
like
group
we're all having
dynamic,
dinner together.
the support,
The
yeah, the
support,
camaraderie.
the camaraderie, all of that. So I want to know, like, so you do running and you train for that. So what other kind of exercise do you do?
Well, I didn't do any when I started.
Mhm.
I was in such bad shape that I literally could walk to the end of the street and back and was gasping. My
Uh-huh.
cardiovascular system was bad. We did a 2-mile hike, and I remember my legs were so swollen that I pressed my finger into my calf,
Yeah.
and I took a video. 5 minutes later, that indent was
Wow.
still there. I had a nurse tell me, "You're like this far away from heart failure, lady. You need to make some changes."
Yeah.
And so that's when I started watching all the videos. But I just started out with yoga on the TV at home.
Mhm.
And then a local gym did a 12-week program called RAMP, which
Mhm.
was designed for decommissioned older women,
Mhm.
um,
Decommissioned. Okay.
decommissioned bodies. So, yeah, basically, all your couch potatoes who haven't been
Mhm.
up and moving
Mhm.
need a program that starts at a slower pace. So,
Yes.
I signed up for that. And in 12 weeks' time, they took us from half an hour workouts to
Mhm.
45 up to an hour,
Mhm.
and just getting involved with the gym. And that was just 4 days a week of cardio
Mhm.
at a
Mhm.
half an hour to start. It wasn't anything big. It could have just been a walk. And I think adopting my dog.
Oh, yeah, nice.
At the
That
beginning
makes
of the journey, we picked up a little 6-month rescue and stopped in at a
Oh.
high kill shelter. And
Mhm.
my first few walks, she didn't get to go very far, but
So she's really benefiting from all this.
oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we just bought a hands-free leash so she can run with me and she's loving it. So
Oh, cool. A
yeah.
hands-free leash, how does that work?
It's like a belt. It just you wear it around your hip
Oh,
and then
okay,
it's got
okay.
yeah. It's
Very
really
cool.
nice because you yeah, kind of
Yeah.
keep her to the side where you want her.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that that's really important to mention too, because I see people who are like, in bad shape health wise, and they're not eating well. And then it's like their doctor really pushes for exercise, like start exercising. And they start out just, you have to get to the point where your body is ready for it.
You really do. And I was so fortunate to have that ramp program because they focused on women who have zero core strength.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do a sit up. It
Hmm.
took me probably 9 weeks before I could do a sit up without
Hmm.
like grabbing my legs and pulling myself up.
Hmm.
So, just you got to start slow and you got to be very forgiving and
Yeah, and also, you got to diet has such a huge part of it
oh,
that
huge.
start with the diet for like a few weeks at least, and then start adding some stuff in, and
Oh,
then
the diet came like 4 months previous. I mean,
yeah,
I seriously, I was just too big to move, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, that's the thing, and I see that a lot. Like, these really big people out on the track and or at the gym every day, and just
hurting
not
your joints and oh
hurting
my
your joints,
gosh.
not getting results, doing the same stuff over
Mhm.
and over, and it's like,
Most of the girls in my class are doing the same.
yeah.
I have literally doubled the person behind me in
Hmm.
inches, weight, everything. So
Just the
slowly
little
but
things.
surely we've been peppering, and all of them have been to the site and all half of them have joined the group. So
It does
I'm
tend to
just
spread, doesn't
preaching at
it?
every point.
It's kind of like herpes, but really good.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's good.
That is good, actually. I'm going to keep using that one. Got to remember that.
I
So,
love it.
yeah, I mean, because it's such a beautiful thing, because a good diet and a really good exercise program can work so beautifully with each other. They just really, really complement each other.
Yeah.
And I think that it sounds like you're just in your zone, in your flow. You found it. You're happy. You're
I'm
healthy. It's
so happy.
amazing.
It is.
Amazing. Well,
I've
you've
still got
done.
like 50 pounds to go, but you know what? I'm not stressed about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. It'll
Mhm.
just happen. I figure I've got about another year until I'm where I want to be. But you know what? I'm really happy with where I'm at. I am just thrilled to
Awesome.
death with
Yeah.
where I'm at.
And that's what it's about. That's what it is about, is enjoying the journey to, and just like forgetting about where you're going, just enjoying it and enjoying the
Yeah.
process. Like that's really what really sets this apart from diets. I mean, there's a lot of things that set it apart, but that's one thing that common thing that always comes up for people who have really found their groove. Like, and maybe people started this to lose weight, but then 6 months in, they're like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that I was in it to lose weight, just because so many other things have changed for me.
It's more about loving every bite of food that I eat,
And
you
loving
know?
yourself.
And yeah, I honestly I don't stress about what we're gonna make anymore. My
Yeah.
grocery store, I'm in and I'm out. I know exactly what I'm getting, and I don't mess with any of the peripherals. I don't buy snacks anymore. It's just meal plan food,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's so
it's
much
enough.
easier. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
it's so
enough.
easy.
That's the thing. I mean, I think that for people who are just coming off a standard American diet, they think, "Oh, I'm going to miss this. It's not going to be
Yeah.
enough. I'm going to need to supplement it with other things." But once you get to that point where you realize, like, wow, this is enough, and I don't need that other stuff. It's so freeing.
It
It's
is.
really like letting go of an addiction.
Emotionally and even financially.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous how much we don't buy anymore that we just don't need. And it was
Right.
all extra expense and extra, I mean, it's
And not
crazy.
doing anything for your body. It's like there's absolutely no reason for it. And then you think like, okay, well, and people say, well, it's convenient. Well, it's not as convenient as like an apple or tossing together
Right?
a salad
Bingo.
or
Thank
just heating
you.
up some beans. Like that's easier that's going to take less time than it is to put something in the microwave. Thanks again, and I hope that you just keep me posted. And I'm so happy for you. I really am.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you
Yep.
so
You're
much.
yeah, you're
I'm
just radiating beauty and love and light, and I can just feel it. Beautiful
thank
thing.
you. This has been one of the most positive things I could have found. I'm so thankful.
Yeah,
The ladies are
awesome.
phenomenal.
Awesome.
You
Well,
did good, Molly.
thank you. Thank you. But you know what? I could do all this work, and if you didn't follow along and you didn't trust the process, it doesn't matter,
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
Yep. And thank you for doing this. I know it'll be inspirational for a lot of other people. So thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.